guys, Alex coming at you again, and today what I'm going to do is take advantage of some really cool air that moved into Florida today. I was watching the news and they were saying that it was going to end up being close to 30 degrees at night, and in the morning or in the afternoon it's going to stay around 50. Now when I did the draggy hit on La Mamalona, I ended up running a 1243 111. I thought this is a good opportunity to maybe show you guys how the cooler air and the denser air can affect the performance of a vehicle. So I'm gonna go out there. It is 50 degrees right now. I'm spitting everywhere. It's 50 degrees right now. And I'm gonna go out there and do the exact same hit. I have a little more fuel in the tank than before. I had just under a quarter. Now I have a bit over half. But if we gained anything over the 1243, success in my eyes. And then after the draggy hit on the truck, I'm going to go ahead and install a set of wheels for the GT500. I'm not going to tell you what they are, you know, but I got these from Mr. Beefcake Racing himself. Mr. Beefcake had a couple of these in stock, and I've always wanted to run a 275 60/15 on the GT500 because number one, the tires are way cheaper. And I wanted to run a DOT Pro, and I want to see if it helps at all with the performance. But these are a beadlock wheel, so don't make fun. The car is actually quick, so it deserves a beadlock. And once I install these, I'll show you how it looks. I'm not going to go over the installation procedure. It's very straightforward to install beadlock wheels and tires, but I'll show you how it looks before and after on the GT500. But for now, let's go out there and make a hit with some nice cool weather in Florida on La Mamalona. You know, a lot of people think that real quick, Floridians are freaking out because it's cold, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they don't care. A lot of people, especially in the Palm Beach County area, they're from New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Northeast. So when the temperature is like 50 degrees or so, they wear their winter clothing, and I think they're happy to. Do you know how many Uggs boots I have seen since the weather has severely cooled down in Florida? Women with their cute fucking tops, they're wearing, you guys know, in the Northeast, when the girls wear that super nice winter clothing, I think they take advantage of this weather, and they're like, I'm gonna show out, wear my Uggs, wear these cute fucking leggings with Uggs and a fuzzy top and things like that. Okay, I'm gonna get my coffee because us old guys need our coffee to do absolutely anything, and then I'm gonna head to the spot, do a couple of draggy hits, couple of tests that I want to try, and I'll show you that when I get there. But you know, enough talking, let's get me some coffee and wake up finally. So for a lot of you younger guys out there, they're not familiar with air density. Like, just think of the word dense, thick, more available. Think molasses versus water. Think E85 versus gasoline. The density, there's more air density, meaning there's more oxygen available to burn, hence the motor will be much happier. So think of it this way. If you're at the top of Mount Everest, or let's just say in Colorado, you guys have been to Colorado or anywhere where it has high altitude, and you take a deep breath and notice that there's not much air available, then you have those cool nights somewhere in the Northeast or Florida, and ooh, it's cold out there. It actually feels cold in my lungs, and the motor is just basically that, an air pump. Sucks air in, and the more air it has available, think boost, the better it'll run. And the lower the inlet air temperature is, the better it'll operate. It's just a perfect concoction of horsepower sauce. Now today, the density altitude is negative 490 DA, negative 490 density altitude. And when I tested the truck where it went 1243, it was 1190 plus. That means we are over 1,500 better in terms of density altitude than we tested the truck before. I'm gonna make a prediction. The truck's just gonna go 1230. 1230, not 12.2, not 12.1. 12.30. Why? Because it doesn't have a lot of weight reduction. Generally, it's pretty full weight. It's got the running board, it's got everything. I haven't done any weight reduction to this truck at all, except for the catback exhaust. It's just basically straight pipes, for lack of a better word. Still has cats the whole 9 yards. That's the other thing. I haven't done headers, I haven't done anything. But based on the density altitude and the outside temperature, I suspect this truck's gonna go 12.30 at 112. Just taking a wild guess. We'll see. I'm at the spot now. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get an outside shot of the truck launching and the draggy in conjunction with each other, and we'll see if we can better our time of 12.43 at 111. The goal is anything better than that, but I think I can squeeze a 12.30 out of this truck, and I am not going to tune it. I'm not going to refine the tune. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to do an apples to apples, how it was before as to how it is now, so that there's apples to apples and no tuning adjustments made, so that I can then say the tune made the gains as opposed to the outside conditions. Just from better air. Unbelievable. I think just went 12.21 with good air. That's pretty mind-blowing, just so you guys know that, you know, the tailgate is still intact. So you guys don't think, well, what'd you do, Alex? Did you do any weight reduction? No, I mean, everything is as you see it. The seats are still in it. Nothing really crazy, just so you guys, you know, don't accuse me of doing something that I didn't to achieve that time. And again, guys, there is no reason to keep racking this thing out. 12.21 at 100. It doesn't say. I'll check the video again, but the 60 foot improved dramatically. I mean, almost a whole tenth. I mean, when do you get a whole tenth from the 60 foot? Like never, especially when the truck's whatever. So yeah, a lot of the guys that are breaking records, you got to understand, if you're in a place that literally is mostly 50-40 degrees or so a lot of the times, or 60 degrees, us in Florida don't get that luxury. We simply don't get that luxury. We can't just go out there, run a number. We live in 80 to 90 degrees most of the time. So when the weather does cool down like this, I take advantage. Now, supposedly tonight, it's gonna get down to the 30s. And I might come back here and see if I can go 12.1. And just to say I did, because why not? But we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what the weather looks like. And if it cools down, oh, you damn Skippy, I'm going to go ahead and come back out here and run a better number because we don't see this weather out here that often. But pretty amazing number in my opinion for a basically bone stock truck with an E85 tune, 18 Mustang manifold, PMAS cold air intake. That's pretty much it. Alrighty guys, excuse the mess, but want to go ahead and show you the wheels and wrap up the video. It's got the C16 ready for the white Mustang. Show you the wheels that are going on the GT500. Nothing out of the ordinary. These are a very common, popular wheel, but I wanted to get a beadlock version of them for a couple of reasons. Let's just show you what I got. S71Bs. Now, what's an S71B, Alex? Well, an S71B is a black S71, just like this guy. This is an S71, but the previous owner had these for beadlocks, and this is, you know, not bad, but it's basically an old school way of making sure that the rim doesn't spin independent of the tire. It's not going through the bead, it's basically barely grabbing the bead, meaning if you take these out, this shouldn't lose air. But obviously someone already drilled into them, which is not a bad thing. It's just a poor man's beadlock, basically. So these are non-beadlock S71Bs, 15 by 10. So I thought, you know what? I like the car. I'm gonna actually throw some money at it now that I sold the red car. And I wanna have some proper bead locks. But more than anything, I wanted to go with the 275/60/15. It's a very popular tire, cheap, and kind of like, I don't think you need, the current tires are 315. It is a big tire. The problem with that tire is the price of replacing it is over $800, whereas this one is a lot cheaper because it's insanely common. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount them, install them, see how they look. I think I'm missing the valve stem seal, something I always overlook, so I might just borrow the ones from the GT500 that's currently on there now, move more to this guy, see what they look like mounted on the car. Well, you're sure to get the point. I'm sure you've seen these on many cars before, but this is what it's gonna look like. Basically, I have not completely mounted it because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything or had to do anything. And of course, there is something I do have to do. I had this guy just laying around just to see how fitment would be, and apparently Weld sells angled valve stems. So obviously once I cinch this guy down, I won't be able to put air in the guy. So I'm gonna wait and make sure that I order the right part before finagling it just for the sake of finishing a video. But basically this is how it's gonna look, okay? A 275 tire will have a slight stretch on it as opposed to the slightly bulgy 315. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about there? All right, so there you go. Pretty much got a gist of what is going on right now. Again, you saw the F150 run 2/10 quicker with the same exact setup, just cooler weather. If it gets like 30 or so, I'll go out there again and see if I can get into the 11s. And, you know, I'll officially own an 11-second truck, which would be hilarious. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for listening. See you later.